Okay, we're just about ready to start with Coach Stoops. Coach, welcome, and your opening comments.
Yeah, great to be here. 2014, starting another year here in the Big 12. We're really excited, really about what our team has done through the winter and spring, and we've had a great summer, so I know our guys are really anxious to get back on the field here next week. And I've got 5 great players down here with us. On offense, I've got senior tackle Darrell Williams, quarterback Trevor Knight, and then on defense, I've got 3 seniors, 2 up front, Gino Grissom, outside linebacker, and then defensive tackle Chuka Ndulue, and then senior cornerbacks slash nickelback Julian Wilson, who's been a 3-year starter, or going on 3-year starter for us. So you'll get a chance to visit with them here soon. So open it up, I guess, for questions.
Okay, we'll take questions. Coach, if you would please be sure to give your name and your affiliation, please. Coach, you caught them off guard.
That was easy enough.
No, we're not going to let you go. We got a question over here on the right-hand side. Microphone on this side. Go ahead, Brian. Try it again.
Hello. Hey, Coach. Brian Bowling from Fox Sports. I'm just curious, Coach. You were way out in front of the curve as far as playing fast, speed of tempo, all that. 5-6 years ago, you were ahead. Now, a lot of teams are following suit. Most of the teams in the Big 12 playing faster. Is there anything that we can look forward to how you even tweak this a little bit more than what you have?
I don't know that there's a whole lot that you can do to go much faster, to be honest with you. You still have to be able to get lined up yourself and officials to get in place and still snap the ball. So I don't know that there's much more that can be done that way, really, quite honestly, but we'll keep looking for ways.
Got a question on the right side, and then we'll go over to the middle.
Blair Kirkhoff with the Kansas City Star. Are you still hopeful that Dorial Green back into play this year? Can you take us through the process of how he came to Oklahoma?
Yes, there's an appeal that's being processed, so that hasn't been ruled on yet. As far as the process of him being a part of our team, through extensive conversations, first of all, I had a close relationship, as did Coach Norvell, our receiver coach, from recruiting Dorial personally, as well as with his family. And then through extensive conversations with the people at Missouri and our people, it was something that we felt the person that he is, the potential that he has as a young man and as an individual, that we felt the opportunity to give him a second chance at our place could serve him well, and be great for his future, and believe in him as a young man and what he's able to maybe continue to become. And so through that process, we gave him the opportunity to be with us.
We got a question right here in the middle, right in front of you, Coach.
Joe Bednar, fan sided. Coach, with the new rule changes and the coaches being allowed to hold mandatory practices during the summer, what benefits have you seen from that? And also, if you could comment on some maybe the freshmen and their development so far.
Yeah, the new rule is great in that you just keep players, we're so accountable to these young men through the summer and really year-round in what they're able to do. Just the ability to be able to see them daily, to go into the weight room, put your arm around them, interact with them, motivate them, how's school going, that's the positive side of it, just to have more interaction with them and to hopefully influence them, in a positive way that way. So it really hasn't affected or changed the way we've gone through our summer working out. Coach Schmidt won't give me any more time. He uses it. It's allowed us maybe an hour a week to go over some film study with the players. So that's really helped the freshmen in particular, or your new guys that have come in. And then the opportunity to watch them work out, I'm really excited. The freshmen really look strong. Some of the key guys that everybody's paying attention to really have been impressive in the summer, and being able to handle the volume of our running and lifting, and you know, it's just a different level from high school, and not everybody can handle it, and a lot of these guys really handled it well and look to be in position to really affect this year.
We got a question on the right side over here, Coach, on the front. Right side.
Ian Boyd from Inside Texas. Coach, how much do you have to rework things in your coverage with Aaron Colton going to the NFL, and which defensive backs are you going to be building around this year?
We really we won't change our coverages at all. The other guys that will be working in there, I already mentioned Julian Wilson was recruited to be a corner. Has been working out there along with a good number of other guys, Dakota Austin. You already have Zach Sanchez on the other side, Stan Von Taylor, Cortez Johnson. All those guys will be battling. We really like some of our young freshmen that just got in. So there's talent there. Those guys we're just going to see who's the most consistent and making the most plays.
Question on the front.
Coach, it's Omar Richardson from Orange Bloods. Charlie Strong is a new addition to the Big 12. Can you speak a little bit about your familiarity with him and what you expect him to bring to Texas?
Yeah, Charlie and I have known each other for really a good number of years now, being former defensive coordinators together, and even our background back in Florida, you know, all that together. We've had a chance through the years to get to know each other some. I think Charlie's a great coach. He's an excellent person. I've really enjoyed the times I have been around him. So I got to be careful. I can't wish him too much luck, but again, I know he'll do a great job, and he's a great coach.
All the way in the rear back corner to the left.
Hey Bob, Jenny Carlson with the Oklahoma. And Trevor got knocked out of a couple games last year. Do you look at those situations as just being fluky, or are there some things that you try to talk to him about that might keep him a little safer this year?
Yeah, I think that's very correct in that there's always a little bit of both. You know, some injuries you just can't avoid. They're just going to happen. But at the quarterback position, regardless of how much or little we run him, when he has the opportunity and he is out on the perimeter running, we want him to avoid and take as little contact as possible to either step out of bounds, slide, get down. If you already got 13, that's good enough. Someone's closing in on you, slide, get down, avoid the big hits. So it's something that we'll talk a lot about with them, and even tried to a year ago. But I think, you know, another year more experience, he'll be more familiar and used to doing that.
Back here on the front right-hand side, Coach.
Hey, Coach. Ace Little, KMZ, and Woodward. One of your weapons this year is Michael Honeycutt. Just talk a little bit about how much he brings to the offense and how much easier it is to know you can get points when he kicks it. Yeah,
Michael Honeycutt's a true guy that has a chance to be a first-team All-American. Definitely was within an eyelash of being that a year ago. Very consistent, very strong leg. You know, Michael's been a mainstay for us now going on 3 years, and excited about, you know, he continues to get stronger every year. He really works hard in the out of season. So we're really expecting Michael to have a great year.
We got a question all the way in the left side rear.
Danny Klingscale, WHB in Kansas City. A lot of the conversation from the commissioner on down here has been about full scholarships, potential for additional compensation that some people are seeking for student athletes. Just generally, where do you stand on that issue? Do you feel like the scholarship is enough?
No, I've always been in favor of cost of attendance. So whatever that entails, and the more you know, we can continue to support these players in different ways, whether it's transportation home, on and on. I think it's always, you know, good that cost of attendance obviously would benefit us in being able to transport players back, you know, home and back to school on breaks. That kind of thing is, you know, are always positive steps, and hopefully we can continue to take them.
No idea. On the left side, on the aisle.
Kirk Bowles from Austin American Station. Bob, will you be tempted to use Blake Bell at quarterback for some, or just a tight end?
Not at all. I don't. That's funny. That keeps coming up. Blake was recruited definitely as a quarterback, but when you look at him now after 3 years, he's the prototype tight end. He's got great hands. He's got great size, 6'6", he's almost 260, can run, natural spacing, you know, as far as where to be in his routes. So, you know, and I go back to even it's in his genes. His dad was an NFL tight end for 8 years. So he fits the bill perfectly, and it's a position that we want to continue to make stronger. So I think he's really going to impact us in a great way at the tight end position.
And on your other quarterback, Baker Mayfield, the fact that he transferred and he was a walk-on at Texas Tech, do you think he should be eligible to play immediately?
Well, I do. I think it's one thing if you've invested a scholarship in an individual and he decides to leave. Heck, they even half the time allow them to play immediately. But a guy that you haven't invested a scholarship in, I don't know why that would even be something that, you know, why it'd be an issue. But in the end, it's something that we're working through. Baker's really a good player. Through all our scrimmages in the spring, it was obvious to everyone that he played a year ago, that he's been on the field in action, the way he handles himself, the poise, the plays he makes. He really does an excellent job.
Against the wall, left side.
Coach, Ryan Gerbosi of the Dallas Morning News. You lost your big trio of running backs last year, coming back this year.
They weren't that big.
Who do you see emerging in that position?
3 bigger guys. We lost Roy Finch, Brennan Clay, and who was the third?
Damien?
Yeah, Damien. Damien was pretty big, but these guys are all, when you look at Keith Ford, Alex Ross, you know, and David Smith, are all 215, 220, you know, 6 foot, 6'2". They're really strong, big players. You know, so those guys, you got Daniel Brooks, also a speedster that's in there that is a little bit smaller. But all those guys are very capable, and of course, we've got Joe Mixon, who's all of 220, 6'2", runs great. It's looked really impressive in the summer, and so has Samaje Perine, who's about 240 and runs great. So we've got some physical guys in there that we're excited about.
We've got a question on the platform in the rear.
Hey, Bob. Rick Renner from Fox Sports back here. Joe Castiglione has done such a fantastic job with your non-conference schedule in the next decade or so with teams like Tennessee this year, Ohio State, Michigan, LSU. Do you think that has eyes for the committee because they'll be looking at things a little bit more from a human angle than the computers in the past to get the 4 teams at the end?
Well, I would think so, but I don't know. I would think it would open the eyes of a computer as well if it had eyes. At the end of the day, Joe has worked hard on our schedule. He has always confided in me, and we have been in agreement on who we were to play in the out-of-conference schedule, and we're proud of that. I mean, we just came off the last 4 years with, you know, series with Notre Dame and Florida State. Now, like you said, we've got Tennessee and Ohio State coming with Nebraska and Michigan on and on down the road, and it's been intentional that in the BCS formula and even now in the playoff formula, when all things are equal with records and whatnot, when someone has played a tougher non-conference schedule, to some degree it would usually benefit you. Otherwise, why play it? You know, otherwise you might as well just schedule, you know, 3 yawners that, you know, no one's going to pay attention to and not put yourself at risk of losing that game. But in the end, we've felt, and it's worked well for us, that it prepares you for a tough season, but it also, in the formula, helps you to have an opportunity to be one of those teams competing for the national championship.
We got a question on the left-hand side aisle.
BobDennis.cbssports.com. Can you describe how beating Alabama like you did in the bowl game sustained you in the offseason? Just gives you an extra pep in your step, I guess.
Well, I don't know. I think like all experiences, you build off of them. And you build off of some that are negative, you build off some that are positive. In the end, we were fortunate that we were able to finish recruiting in a really positive way. I think that really did give us a boost in the last week or 2 of recruiting. And then it also, I think, as much as anything, it inspired our players to really, you know, to build on it in the winter, in the way we trained, in the way we went into spring, and we've had a fabulous summer, one of the best. I've never seen my strength coaches, Coach Smith, so happy, which is he can be hard to please, and he's really elated at the way the guys have worked. So I think it's just really, you know, maybe guys have built on it in a positive way, and just the chemistry and their willingness to work when they see the benefits of it like that.
Okay, Coach, thank you very much for your comments, and have a great season.